Are you trapped in a cycle of negative thinking? Does it feel like your thoughts are constantly pulling you down, making it harder to be positive and optimistic? You're not alone. So many of us battle those internal voices that focus on what's wrong rather than what's right. This video is for you if you're tired of feeling stuck in negativity, whether you're struggling with self-doubt, anxiety, or just an overall pessimistic mindset. This video will guide you towards breaking free and waking up to a more positive, empowered way of thinking. But this isn't just another video filled with abstract ideas. We're offering you a complete guide with practical strategies, real-life examples, and step-by-step actions you can take right now to change your mindset. It's time to stop letting negative thoughts control you and start shaping your life with positivity. So, before we dive in, hit that like button, share this video with anyone you think could benefit, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on future content that can help you live your best, most positive life. Understanding negative thinking. Now, let's take a deeper look at what negative thinking truly is and why it can have such a powerful impact on our lives. Negative thinking is not just something that happens occasionally during a bad day or stressful situation. It's often a deeply ingrained habit or mindset that can take over if we don't actively work to manage it. It's those automatic, unwanted thoughts that arise in our minds. Thoughts that tell us we're not good enough, that we're doomed to fail, or that the worst possible outcome is inevitable. Over time, these negative thoughts can become so familiar and constant that they start to feel like truths, even though they're not based in reality. So, why does this happen? Negative thinking often stems from a combination of past experiences, insecurities, and external pressures. It's not something you consciously choose. Instead, it's a pattern that your brain has developed over time. The brain, by its very nature, is wired to be more sensitive to negative experiences due to our evolutionary survival instincts. In ancient times, being overly sensitive to danger or threats was a survival mechanism. Our ancestors needed to focus on potential dangers to stay safe, which is why our brains are wired to notice and remember negative experiences more than positive ones. This natural tendency to focus on problems rather than successes is what often leads to negative thinking. For example, if you didn't perform well in a task at work, rather than focusing on the things you did well, your mind may start obsessing over the mistake. You might tell yourself, "I'm terrible at this," or "I'll never be good enough." This type of thinking can quickly spiral out of control, causing self-doubt, a loss of motivation, and a decrease in confidence. But here's the important part. Awareness is the first step toward breaking this cycle. Once you're able to recognize when negative thoughts are taking over, you can begin to take control. Being mindful of these automatic thoughts gives you the opportunity to challenge them and reframe your mindset. Instead of letting these negative thoughts dictate your feelings and actions, you can interrupt the pattern and redirect your thinking to something more positive and realistic. A simple exercise to help with this is to pause whenever you catch a negative thought and ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Many of these negative thoughts are exaggerations, assumptions, or worst-case scenarios that don't reflect reality. For instance, if you're thinking, "I'll never be able to do this," ask yourself, what evidence do I have that this is true? Have I faced similar challenges before and succeeded? This question helps to create a pause between the thought and your reaction, allowing you to gain perspective and challenge the validity of the thought. One practical strategy for breaking the cycle of negative thinking is to challenge those thoughts directly. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," counter it by recalling specific moments when you succeeded or times when you overcame challenges. Remind yourself of your accomplishments and skills. These positive reminders help you reframe the negative thought and build a more realistic, balanced perspective. Another technique is to replace negative thoughts with affirmations. Instead of saying, "I'll never be able to do this," try telling yourself, "I can handle challenges and learn from them." This simple shift in language can have a profound impact on your mindset. Rather than reinforcing feelings of helplessness, affirmations can instill a sense of empowerment and possibility. Over time, this practice can help you develop a more positive and resilient way of thinking, one that focuses on growth and progress rather than fear and limitation. Incorporating this awareness and reframing exercise into your daily routine is one of the most effective ways to disrupt the negative thought cycle. The more you practice challenging and replacing your negative thoughts, the easier it becomes to create a healthier, more positive mindset. It's important to remember that these negative thoughts don't define who you are, nor do they dictate your future. With consistent effort and the right strategies, you can begin to shift your thinking and overcome the power of negativity in your life. Identifying the sources of negative thinking. Now that we understand what negative thinking is, it's important to explore where it comes from and how to identify its sources. The first step in overcoming negative thinking is to comprehend why these thoughts arise in the first place. Negative thinking is not a random occurrence. It usually has underlying causes, and by identifying them, we can address them more effectively. While many factors can trigger negative thoughts, the primary sources are often rooted in three key areas: past experiences, external influences, and internal insecurities. The first source of negative thinking is past experiences. A significant portion of our negative thoughts is often connected to past failures, mistakes, or difficult experiences. These past events can leave emotional scars that continue to affect our perception of current situations. For example, if you faced rejection or made a major mistake in the past, your brain may continue to associate similar situations with those negative feelings, reinforcing thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed." The emotional pain of past failures can create a pattern of self-doubt that impacts future endeavors. For instance, if you failed an exam in school, even when faced with a new challenge, your mind might remind you of that failure, regardless of the differences in context. This association causes you to approach new situations with fear and hesitation, without realizing that each situation is unique and different from the past. Recognizing these patterns can help you break free from their influence and approach challenges with a fresh perspective. External influences also play a significant role in shaping negative thinking. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages from social media, advertisements, and the opinions of others that influence the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. Social media, in particular, can create unrealistic standards of success, beauty, and wealth, leading to feelings of inadequacy and comparison. For example, scrolling through Instagram or Facebook and seeing others living what seems like a perfect life can trigger negative feelings such as, "Why can't I have that?" or "Why aren't I as successful as they are?" This constant comparison can cause us to feel like we are not measuring up, which can erode our self-confidence and contribute to a negative self-image. While these external influences are often designed to promote certain ideals or lifestyles, they rarely reflect the full picture of someone's life. By limiting our exposure to these platforms or filtering out the content that leaves us feeling inadequate, we can begin to shift our focus away from comparison and toward what truly matters to us. Instead of measuring our worth based on someone else's life, we can focus on our own personal growth and happiness. The third source of negative thinking stems from internal insecurities. Many of the negative thoughts we experience are rooted in our own self-doubt and insecurities. These insecurities can manifest in various forms, whether it's about our appearance, intelligence, social status, or abilities. We often tell ourselves things like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never be successful," or "People don't like me." The key point here is that these thoughts are rarely based on reality. They are usually distorted perceptions of who we are or what we're capable of. For example, If you have always struggled with public speaking, you might convince yourself that you're terrible at it, even though with practice, you could improve significantly. These internal insecurities are often the result of comparing ourselves to others or buying into societal pressures, and they can create a barrier to personal growth and success. The challenge is to recognize that these negative beliefs about ourselves are not grounded in fact, and that we are much more capable than we give ourselves credit for. By actively questioning these insecurities and asking ourselves whether they are truly true, we can begin to dismantle these self-limiting beliefs. To overcome negative thinking, it's important to apply some practical strategies that help us address these sources of negativity. One key approach is to reflect on past experiences and identify patterns of negative thinking. By recognizing the situations that tend to trigger these thoughts, we can start to reframe our response to them. Instead of allowing these patterns to dictate our behavior, we can use them as opportunities to practice a new, healthier mindset. For instance, if past failures are a recurring source of negative thinking, we can challenge ourselves to view them as learning experiences rather than sources of shame. We can remind ourselves that everyone faces setbacks, and these setbacks don't define our worth or our future potential. Another practical strategy is to limit external influences. If certain media platforms or environments leave you feeling inadequate or envious, it's important to reduce your exposure to them. Instead, focus on content or activities that uplift and inspire you, and surround yourself with people who support and encourage your growth. Limiting the impact of external comparisons allows you to reconnect with your own values and goals, free from the pressure to measure up to an idealized version of success. Finally, it's crucial to challenge your internal insecurities by questioning their validity. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," pause and ask yourself, is this really true? Often, the negative thoughts we have about ourselves are based on unfounded fears or past experiences that no longer serve us. By writing down reasons why you are good enough or listing past successes, you can begin to shift your internal narrative and build a more positive self-image. Over time, this practice helps rewire your thinking and reinforces your belief in your abilities. Understanding the root causes of negative thinking is essential because once we identify these triggers, we can take active steps to change our thought patterns. By addressing the influence of past experiences, external factors, and internal insecurities, we can begin to reclaim control over our mindset. Rather than letting these negative sources dictate our thoughts, we can adopt a more positive, empowering perspective, leading to greater self-confidence, resilience, and overall well-being. Practical strategies to break free from negative thinking. Now that we've identified the sources of negative thinking, it's time to take action and implement strategies that will help shift your mindset from negativity to positivity. The process of overcoming negative thinking involves practical, actionable steps that, when practiced consistently, will help transform your mental patterns. These steps aren't just theoretical concepts. They're real techniques that, if applied regularly, will help break the cycle of negative thought and replace it with healthier, more constructive ways of thinking. The first strategy in this journey is to reframe your thoughts. Cognitive reframing is one of the most powerful techniques for combating negative thinking. This method involves consciously changing the way you perceive a situation, helping you focus on the positive aspects of it, or seeing it from a different perspective. For example, consider being stuck in traffic, a common situation that many people would instantly label as frustrating. Rather than thinking, "This is such a waste of time," try to reframe it by thinking, "This gives me a chance to relax, listen to music, or reflect on my day." By changing the narrative in your head, you take away the power of the negative thought and regain control. A practical step to implement this is to pause every time a negative thought enters your mind. Ask yourself, "Is there a different way I can look at this?" and jot down the reframed thought in a journal to track your progress. Another critical step in transforming your mindset is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is a game changer when it comes to shifting from negative thinking to a more positive outlook. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude have improved moods, greater happiness, and reduced negative thinking. When you focus on the positive things in your life, you train your brain to seek out more good rather than dwelling on the bad. This is why setting aside a few minutes every day to list 3 things you're grateful for is so powerful. These things can be big, like achieving a long-term goal, or small, like enjoying a peaceful moment with a cup of coffee. This simple act trains your mind to focus on what's working in your life, shifting your attention away from what's wrong. To deepen this practice, reflect on why these things matter to you and try to notice them throughout your day. If you catch yourself in a negative thought loop, pause and redirect your mind to something you are grateful for. A major contributor to negative thinking is overthinking, which often leads to unnecessary stress and anxiety. Overanalyzing situations causes us to imagine worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened yet, amplifying our fear and negativity. The antidote to this is mindfulness, which helps bring your focus back to the present moment, cutting through the spiral of overthinking. For instance, if you find yourself obsessing over a past conversation, stop and focus on your breathing. Remind yourself that the conversation is over and that worrying about it won't change anything. A simple, practical step to manage overthinking is to take a deep breath, redirect your attention to your surroundings, and focus on your senses, what you see, hear, and smell. You could also set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and allow yourself to just be present during that time, helping break the cycle of overthinking. Another important strategy is to surround yourself with positivity. The people and environments we are surrounded by greatly influence our mindset. If you are constantly surrounded by negative influences, it can be very difficult to maintain a positive outlook. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with positive, supportive individuals, you increase your chances of cultivating a positive mindset. This could mean seeking out friends or family members who uplift and support you when you're going through tough times, instead of those who feed into negativity. It's also important to set boundaries with negative individuals, protecting your energy from draining sources. You can also seek out new communities, both online and offline, that align with your values and goals. Positive, like-minded people will inspire and motivate you to keep going on your journey toward a positive mindset. Finally, setting realistic goals and taking action is crucial for combating negative thinking. A lot of negative thoughts stem from feeling stuck or overwhelmed, but by breaking down large tasks into smaller, more manageable goals, you create momentum that shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. For instance, if you're feeling overwhelmed by a big project, break it down into smaller tasks and focus on completing one thing at a time. This approach builds a sense of accomplishment and helps you maintain a positive attitude. It's important to celebrate every small victory along the way, no matter how minor it seems. A practical step here is to set small, achievable goals for yourself every day. Write them down and take consistent action. Reflect on your progress weekly to track how much you've accomplished and adjust your approach if needed. In conclusion, the key takeaway is that breaking free from negative thinking requires proactive effort and consistent practice. By reframing your thoughts, practicing gratitude, staying mindful, surrounding yourself with positivity, and taking action toward your goals, you can begin to shift your mindset. These strategies aren't about denying the challenges you face, but rather about changing the way you think about them. With time and dedication, these practices will help you develop a more positive, empowered mindset, leading to a more fulfilling and optimistic life. Cultivating a positive mindset for long-term change. The final step in breaking negative thinking and maintaining a positive mindset is the creation of lasting, sustainable habits that support positivity. While the strategies we've discussed so far are essential for overcoming negativity, the goal is to develop a mindset that remains resilient over the long term. This involves not just adopting temporary techniques, but integrating them into your daily life so they become second nature. By making these habits a regular part of your thinking and lifestyle, you will strengthen your ability to stay positive, even in the face of adversity. Building a growth mindset is one of the most transformative steps in shifting away from negativity. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities, intelligence, and personal traits are not fixed, but can be developed with effort, learning, and perseverance. When you cultivate this mindset, you stop viewing challenges as signs of your inadequacy and instead see them as opportunities to grow. For instance, if you don't get a job you applied for, instead of spiraling into self-doubt, you can reframe the situation by asking, "What can I learn from this?" Embracing failure as a learning opportunity rather than a personal shortcoming allows you to move forward with resilience. It empowers you to keep trying and improving, knowing that progress is a process. Every setback is an integral part of the journey, not a reflection of your worth. To build a growth mindset, it's helpful to replace self-limiting beliefs with growth-oriented thoughts. For example, changing "I can't do this" to "I haven't learned this yet" opens up possibilities for development. Whenever you face a challenge, ask yourself what you can learn from it and focus on the growth that emerges from each experience. This shift in perspective not only transforms how you approach failure, but also fosters a more positive outlook on the future. Taking care of your mental and physical health plays a crucial role in maintaining a positive mindset. Our thoughts and emotions are intricately connected to our physical well-being, so neglecting one often affects the other. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can significantly impact your mood and energy levels, making it easier to stay optimistic and motivated. For example, physical exercise boosts the production of endorphins, natural mood elevators that help reduce stress and anxiety. Whether it's a brisk walk, yoga session, or workout at the gym, physical activity can lift your spirits and provide clarity during stressful moments. Equally important is taking care of your mind through activities that promote mental well-being. Taking time for relaxation, mindfulness, or hobbies that bring joy can provide a sense of calm amidst life's stresses. Maintaining a nutritious diet fuels both your body and mind, giving you the energy to tackle challenges with a positive, proactive attitude. Prioritize your well-being by establishing a self-care routine, ensuring that you engage in activities that help you feel grounded and rejuvenated. Cultivating a positive mindset for long-term change. The final step in breaking negative thinking and maintaining a positive mindset is the creation of lasting, sustainable habits that support positivity. While the strategies we've discussed so far are essential for overcoming negativity, the goal is to develop a mindset that remains resilient over the long term. This involves not just adopting temporary techniques, but integrating them into your daily life so they become second nature. By making these habits a regular part of your thinking and lifestyle, you will strengthen your ability to stay positive, even in the face of adversity. Building a growth mindset is one of the most transformative steps in shifting away from negativity. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities, intelligence, and personal traits are not fixed, but can be developed with effort, learning, and perseverance. When you cultivate this mindset, you stop viewing challenges as signs of your inadequacy and instead see them as opportunities to grow. For instance, if you don't get a job you applied for, instead of spiraling into self-doubt, you can reframe the situation by asking, "What can I learn from this?" Embracing failure as a learning opportunity rather than a personal shortcoming allows you to move forward with resilience. It empowers you to keep trying and improving, knowing that progress is a process. Every setback is an integral part of the journey, not a reflection of your worth. To build a growth mindset, it's helpful to replace self-limiting beliefs with growth-oriented thoughts. For example, changing "I can't do this" to "I haven't learned this yet" opens up possibilities for development. Whenever you face a challenge, ask yourself what you can learn from it and focus on the growth that emerges from each experience. This shift in perspective not only transforms how you approach failure, but also fosters a more positive outlook on the future. Taking care of your mental and physical health plays a crucial role in maintaining a positive mindset. Our thoughts and emotions are intricately connected to our physical well-being, so neglecting one often affects the other. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can significantly impact your mood and energy levels, making it easier to stay optimistic and motivated. For example, physical exercise boosts the production of endorphins, natural mood elevators that help reduce stress and anxiety. Whether it's a brisk walk, yoga session, or workout at the gym, physical activity can lift your spirits and provide clarity during stressful moments. Equally important is taking care of your mind through activities that promote mental well-being. Taking time for relaxation, mindfulness, or hobbies that bring joy can provide a sense of calm amidst life's stresses. Maintaining a nutritious diet fuels both your body and mind, giving you the energy to tackle challenges with a positive, proactive attitude. Prioritize your well-being by establishing a self-care routine, ensuring that you engage in activities that help you feel grounded and rejuvenated. Maintaining a positive mindset in challenging times, even with all the strategies and habits in place, life has a way of presenting challenges that can test even the most resilient individuals. Negative thinking can creep back in, particularly when you're faced with stress, personal struggles, or overwhelming situations. It's natural to feel discouraged during tough times, but the key to maintaining a positive mindset is resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity and keep moving forward, even when things feel uncertain. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring the difficult moments. Instead, it's about how you respond to them and how you choose to grow through those moments. Acknowledge your feelings, don't suppress them. When faced with challenging situations, it's normal to feel upset, anxious, or overwhelmed. Often we try to suppress these emotions because we think that acknowledging them will make us feel worse or weak. However, ignoring or pushing down our feelings only amplifies negative thoughts over time. The first step in overcoming negativity is to allow yourself to acknowledge your emotions without judgment. This doesn't mean dwelling in the negativity. It simply means accepting that these feelings are part of the human experience and that it's okay to feel them. For instance, if you're going through a tough time at work or facing a personal challenge, it's completely normal to feel stressed or sad. Recognizing these feelings helps you process them, and by releasing them, you clear the space for positive emotions to take root. Practical step. When negative emotions arise, pause for a moment and acknowledge them. Say something simple to yourself, such as, "I'm feeling upset, and that's okay." This helps create a mental space where you can respond to your emotions with compassion rather than judgment. Another helpful practice is journaling. Writing down your thoughts and emotions allows you to express what's going on inside and can help you release negative energy in a healthy way. Focus on what you can control. A common source of negative thinking is the feeling of being helpless, especially when faced with circumstances that seem out of our control. During difficult times, it's crucial to remind yourself that there are always aspects of any situation that you can control. It could be something as small as how you respond to the situation or the steps you take to handle it. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to assess the situation and pinpoint what you can influence, even if it's just one small thing. For example, if you're dealing with a challenging project at work, focus on the actionable steps you can take to move it forward. Breaking a daunting task into smaller, manageable actions restores a sense of control and helps you regain a positive outlook. Practical step. Identify 1 or 2 small actions you can take each day to move forward, even when the situation feels tough. Writing down what you can control in any given moment allows you to shift your focus away from what you cannot change and toward what you can influence. This shift in perspective empowers you to take proactive steps, no matter how small they might seem. Practice self-care, even in hard times. When life gets busy or overwhelming, self-care is often the first thing to be neglected. However, self-care is one of the most important practices for maintaining a positive mindset, especially when things aren't going smoothly. Taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally, ensures that you stay grounded, resilient, and better equipped to face challenges. It's easy to forget about self-care when you're stressed, but it's essential to make time for activities that recharge your body and mind. For instance, if you're feeling particularly stressed, make time for a walk in nature, spend time with loved ones, or engage in a hobby you enjoy. These small acts of self-care can make a big difference in how you cope with life's challenges. Practical step: schedule regular self-care activities into your routine, even if it's just for a few minutes. Prioritize activities that help you relax and recharge, whether it's a quiet moment to yourself, reading a book, or enjoying a warm bath. It's important to set boundaries in your life to ensure you carve out this time for yourself, especially when the demands of life start to feel overwhelming. Revisit your why. In tough times, it's easy to lose sight of your goals and the reasons behind your actions. When you're feeling discouraged or overwhelmed, reconnecting with your why, the core reason behind your purpose, can help reignite your passion and motivation. Your why is your internal compass, the driving force that propels you forward even when challenges arise. For example, if you're struggling in your career, remind yourself of why you chose your profession in the first place. Whether it was to help others, achieve financial freedom, or contribute to a cause you care about, reconnecting with your deeper purpose can reignite your sense of purpose and keep you motivated through difficult times. Practical step: write down your personal why statement or reflect on what drives you in life. When you feel discouraged or disheartened, revisit your why and let it guide you. Regularly reflecting on your goals and purpose helps you stay aligned with what truly matters, keeping you positive and focused on the bigger picture. Stay open to support from others. One of the most powerful ways to stay resilient and positive in tough times is to seek support from others. While it's important to work on your inner strength, we all need help from time to time. Whether it's talking to a trusted friend, seeking professional guidance, or joining a support group, sharing your struggles with others can provide relief and offer a fresh perspective. Sometimes, just talking about what you're going through can lighten the emotional load and help you see things from a different angle. You don't have to face challenges alone. Leaning on others for support strengthens your ability to cope. Practical step: identify a support network of friends, family, or colleagues you can rely on when needed. Don't hesitate to reach out for help, whether it's for emotional support or practical assistance. Sharing your burdens with others not only helps lighten your load, but also reminds you that you're not alone in your struggles. Final thoughts on staying positive. Life will inevitably bring challenges, but with the right mindset and tools, you can face them with resilience and maintain your positive outlook. By acknowledging your emotions, focusing on what you can control, practicing self-care, reconnecting with your purpose, and seeking support, you're building the foundation for a resilient, positive mindset that will carry you through life's toughest moments. Remember, positivity isn't about denying life's hardships. It's about equipping yourself to face them with strength, hope, and an unwavering belief that you can overcome any obstacle. Wrapping up and moving forward, congratulations. You've learned how to break negative thinking and replace it with positivity. However, this isn't just a one-time fix. It's an ongoing journey that requires consistent practice and dedication. Positive thinking, like any new habit, takes time to develop and solidify into your daily life. It's important to recognize that every small step you take toward adopting a more positive mindset compounds and builds upon itself. Each day brings new opportunities to reinforce the changes you've made, gradually creating lasting transformation in your life. Embrace the process and trust that your efforts will result in a brighter, more fulfilling way of living. Reinforce your positive habits every day. To truly make positive thinking a permanent part of your life, repetition is the key. The more consistently you practice the strategies and habits we've discussed, the easier it becomes to turn positive thoughts into automatic responses. Just like learning any new skill, it requires time, effort, and consistency. By committing to these habits every day, you can steadily rewire your brain to focus on positivity and optimism instead of negativity and fear. One powerful method to start your day on a positive note is by practicing gratitude. When you wake up in the morning, instead of dreading the day ahead, take a moment to reflect on the things you're thankful for. This small yet impactful practice can set the tone for the entire day and help you approach challenges with a positive mindset. A practical way to reinforce positive thinking is by setting aside just a few minutes each morning and evening to practice gratitude and affirmations. You can keep a gratitude journal where you jot down the things you're grateful for, big or small. Additionally, affirmations can serve as a powerful tool to reinforce your positive thinking. By stating them out loud, you strengthen your belief in your ability to achieve your goals and overcome challenges. You may also want to consider keeping a positive thinking journal where you record your victories and positive moments throughout the day. This will not only help you stay focused on the positive aspects of your life, but it will also remind you of how much progress you're making. Be patient with yourself. Developing a positive mindset is not about striving for perfection. It's about embracing progress. There will be days when negative thoughts try to sneak in, and that's perfectly normal. What matters most is how you respond in those moments. It's essential to be patient with yourself and recognize that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. When negative thoughts arise, instead of criticizing yourself for having them, take a deep breath and acknowledge that you're human. Being patient with yourself helps you understand that change takes time and setbacks are part of the process. When you catch yourself slipping into negative thinking, don't let self-criticism take over. Instead, gently guide yourself back to a positive mindset. Remind yourself that you are working on becoming a better version of yourself, and this is all part of the learning process. It's important to celebrate each moment of progress, no matter how insignificant it may seem. By focusing on your growth, you encourage more positive changes and reinforce your belief in your ability to keep moving forward. Surround yourself with positive influences. The environment in which you spend your time has a significant impact on your mindset and how easily you can maintain a positive outlook. If you want to cultivate positivity, it's essential to surround yourself with people, media, and experiences that uplift and inspire you. The more you fill your life with positive influences, the easier it will be to stay on track with your journey toward positivity. Surrounding yourself with individuals who have a positive outlook will keep you motivated and supported, especially during difficult times. However, if you notice that certain people or activities drain your energy or trigger negative thinking, it's important to take action. It might mean distancing yourself from toxic relationships or reducing exposure to media that spreads negativity. The more mindful you are of your environment, the easier it will be to maintain a positive attitude. Spend time with people who encourage you, inspire you, and share a positive outlook on life. These people can provide you with a sense of belonging and reassurance, especially when things feel overwhelming. Additionally, take control of your social media presence. Curate your feed to include accounts that motivate and uplift you, rather than those that bring negativity or comparison. This intentional curation will help create a space where positivity can thrive. 4. Keep growing and evolving. Positive thinking is not a static state. It's a dynamic and evolving process. As you continue to grow and learn, you will face new challenges, and with them, new opportunities to apply the principles you've learned about positive thinking. Every stage of life presents its own unique lessons and experiences, but the foundation of a positive mindset will help you navigate those changes with resilience and optimism. Embrace the fact that life is full of learning moments, and each challenge can be a stepping stone for greater personal development. As you achieve new milestones and personal growth, use those successes as fuel to propel you forward. When you reach new goals, whether big or small, recognize that these achievements are a testament to your ability to overcome obstacles and maintain a positive mindset. Each victory serves as proof that you're building the life you desire. Stay curious about your personal development. Look for new techniques, tools, and habits that can help you stay positive and continue to grow. Don't shy away from new challenges, as they offer valuable opportunities to apply the strategies you've cultivated over time. Keep learning, evolving, and embracing the journey of positivity. By reinforcing these steps every day and being patient with yourself, you'll steadily build a lasting positive mindset. Surround yourself with positivity, remain open to growth, and remember that every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your ability to think positively. Each effort you make is one step closer to a brighter, more optimistic future. Final thoughts. The journey to breaking negative thinking and living a positive life is indeed ongoing. It's a path that requires continuous effort, but with consistent practice, patience, and an unwavering commitment to growth, you can overcome any obstacle that comes your way. Along this journey, you will encounter challenges, but each one presents an opportunity to reinforce your positive mindset and build your inner strength. As you continue to practice positivity, you'll start to notice a shift in how you approach life, filling your days with joy, resilience, and hope. Remember, positivity isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's not about forcing yourself to feel happy all the time, but rather about making choices that nurture your well-being and transform your outlook on life. Positive thinking is about empowering yourself to face difficulties with optimism, knowing that challenges are temporary and you have the strength to overcome them. It's about creating a life that reflects the bright, resilient, and hopeful version of yourself. The power to live a positive life is already within you. Embrace it fully and make positivity your way of life. With each step, no matter how small, you are crafting a future that is brighter, filled with possibilities, and rooted in a mindset that will carry you through life's ups and downs. And always remember, this journey is yours to take. Stay committed, and the rewards will be more than worth it.